Hello and welcome to Game for a Fight, the only podcast dedicated to answering gaming's biggest questions, such as why are there more than 15 games called Final Fantasy. I'm your host, retired Fortnite influencer Jordan Midler, here at Arcade in Glasgow with three of Scotland's most entertaining, knowledgeable and crucially available gaming personalities. You know him for his 430,000 strong YouTube following and his love of shooting people in the head. It's Marley 13.
Thanks for having me, Jordan.
Thank you for coming. She is the guide writer for VG247 and a collector of Geralt of Rivia fanfiction, Lauren Aitken.
Hiya.
And from writing on games on YouTube, video essayist and Breath of the Wild defender, Hamish Black.
I'm very glad to be on such an illustrious podcast with such a devout Division 2
Thank you.
apologist.
Well, I know who's not getting the first point. Thank you all for joining me in a night of passive-aggressive arguing and hopefully tears. It's just like Christmas came early, isn't it? So let's get to the rules. I have 5 questions for our illustrious panellists, and they'll each have 1 minute to give me back their answer when they hear this noise. That'll mean they got a point. Can any of you tell me what that's from?
Metal Gear Solid.
There we go. Straight away, we have some knowledge at the table. And Lauren, you get the first point.
Good. I'm glad. I deserve it.
Comeback's on already, man. You've not even started yet.
So let's get to the questions.
Round 1, fight!
Now, Rockstar have only just finished Red Dead Redemption 2, but all eyes now turn to Grand Theft Auto 6, and while they haven't even acknowledged its existence or what console it might be on, we all know it's going to happen. So my question for the panel is, where should Grand Theft Auto 6 be set, and why? Marley, we turn to you first, and you have 1 minute, starting now.
Well, if I'm in charge, I'm taking us back to a place that we've been before, and it's known as Las Venturas, aka Las Vegas. I know they had the whole heist thing going on in GTA 5, but I think we can kick that up a notch with casinos, heisting casinos on the strip, and you've also got all the sort of desert areas around it with Area 51. Imagine doing a heist in Area 51. See, I've thought this through. So whenever GTA 6 wants to come out, get it to Las Vegas.
A very brief summing up your ideas for the next GTA 6 with over half your time remaining, but some strong points made. Now, Lauren, are you ready?
Yep.
With 1 minute on the clock, on you go.
I think on the back of Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 6 should be set in a more kind of Alaskan landscapes. We've seen very well how cart and horses would run on snow, up mountains, and obviously there's urban areas in Alaska where you could still have your normal car chases. But I think taking it on a new terrain, something that's not just jumping off of buildings with helicopters, the rest of it are going under the sea. We'll go through the snow, we'll see how the cars do, we'll see what new vehicles, what form of transportation we can put in, how they can change it. Another take with that would be taking a bit more Canadian, having the mounties a wee bit. But yeah, snow levels, let's get them in. It's 2019.
Fair enough. Alaska. Somewhere we've not been before, but I could see it. There's been some great games set in Alaska. Operation Anchorage and Fallout 3. Maybe not great, but we've been to Alaska.
As a game set.
It is literally a game set in Alaska, and that's all I had to think of. Finally, Hamish, your idea for GTA 6 starting now.
So I kind of disagree with the notion that it's a definite thing, because I don't know where you can go with the idea of gangster works his way to the top. So I think it's going to be set in the west coast of the US, because of course it is. So, but the only way you're going to get any maneuverability with that story is by completely shifting it. And I thought about this and I was like, okay, big time gangster gets bored and fumbles his way through charmingly a bunch of daft heists that, but then I realised that was actually kind of the story of GTA 5. So my answer is, as to where GTA 6 is going to be set, is that there isn't going to be a GTA 6.
Strong. Well, with 20 seconds remaining, our answers are Las Venturas, Alaska, and none.
That wasn't in the terms and conditions of the answers, was it?
Got to think outside the box.
Yeah.
I like this appeal to the rules, because very specifically it was where should it be set and why, not should there be one. So Alaska.
Screw your points.
We can't have revolution in the first round of the first episode.
We're talking about Grand Theft Auto though.
Yeah, true.
Exactly, aye. This is the real heist.
I like Alaska. I think that would look very nice. But it would be a lot of snow.
That's alright though. We've had a lot of water. We've had a lot of sky. I've had a lot of road.
Most places on Earth have sky. That is.
I mean, air levels. I'm sick of air levels. I'm sick of flying levels. I want me some snow level. We've watched all the grass come up in EC. We've watched all the water get produced at EC. It's time for the snow.
I love this idea that like most game trends are like hardware focused or whatever, and you're thinking elemental. Like let's get the seasons on.
I want some 8K snow on my OLED. Thanks very much.
I want to be blinded.
Yes.
May I put it to you that the snow level in games is often the worst.
That's a good point. See, when a snow, like in an online multiplayer game, when the snow map gets picked, everybody's like, come on,
Exactly.
man.
But do we not like hard games? Is that not the mood? Is that not the discourse?
It's not
like a
difficulty from the
challenge.
elements.
do snow levels need an easy mode?
Yeah, well,
Exactly. Thank you. My next podcast.
you know what? I've heard enough. I've made my decision. In terms of a GTA 6 that I think would actually be interesting to play
And exist.
and exist, I think it is time we go somewhere new. And thus, Lauren Aitken, you get the first point
Yes.
for Alaska.
Thank you.
Hamish, must try harder.
Oh, the Alaskans listening to this are buzzing.
Round 2. Fight.
Nintendo have thrown their red cap into the ring of VR, unveiling Nintendo Labo VR. Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild have been confirmed to support it, but my question for the panel is, which Nintendo franchise most deserves a VR adaptation and why? We first go to Marley once again. 1 minute on the clock. Nintendo VR, on you go.
Wii Sports, no messing about. Imagine the intensity of tennis, bowling, boxing in VR with a headset. You know, you think you've seen your gran try to struggle with the regular Wii remote. Imagine adding a VR headset into that action. Right? And Nintendo, if you're listening, just call it Switch Sports. There you go. It's already there. Actually, I was going to buy a Nintendo Switch the other day and I was disappointed to find out it's not already been made. So, Wii Sports / Switch Sports, get it done.
Very strong, only 30 seconds. Some say that Wii Sports is not only the best launch game of all time, but one of the best games of all time.
I agree.
Those people are wrong. Next, Lauren Aitken, Nintendo VR, 1 minute on the clock, on you go.
The natural progression for me for VR would be Pokemon. Obviously, we've had Let's Go, and the dream when I first played Pokemon Yellow all those years ago when I was away, it was get Pokemon on my telly. What better? Get it into my eyes. So, have the Pokeball, okay, fair enough. I might accidentally launched mine 1 or 2 times at the cat, but on VR, that would be fine. You've got your wee handset, whatever else, you're throwing it about, you're having a great time with your Pokepals. It is just, it's the peak. It's going to be the peak of VR. It's going to be the peak of Pokemon.
Some points taken away from not saying it was going to be the Pikachu of VR.
Shut up.
Know who you're appealing to? Right, Hamish.
Right, here we go.
What's this going to be?
This is just like outward hostility.
For the
Yeah.
record, that was a very strong case made for Pokemon. I'm a massive Pokemon fan. So we'll see. Hamish, 1 minute on the clock. Nintendo VR, on you go.
Right, I'm taking it way back. I'm going to Game & Watch because we've done what's his name, Game & Watch, the guy in Game & Watch,
Mr. Game & Watch.
Mr. Game & Watch. We've done him dirty up to this point. He's not even gotten the dignity of 3D, even in Smash Ultimate where he features as a character, 2D. He's brought us so much joy in this human meat realm in which we reside. Let's do him the dignity of putting him directly, holding him against our eyeballs. And you know, it's a very simple game. When you're holding it, when you have to hold an entire console up to your eyeballs, you want to keep it simple. You want to capture a little tiny ball excruciatingly slowly. And that's why Game & Watch should be brought to VR.
Excellent. Excellent in inverted commas. We have 7 seconds left. So, honestly, this is a difficult one because I love Pokemon, but I think Wii Sports
You know it
is
has
a
to be that.
better
You know it has to be that.
adaptation. Although I can, like, if they do some kind of like headers and volleys challenge, just throw in your face.
Mate,
and
it'll be
Labo
carnage.
through
It'll be carnage with the family after Christmas dinner. Imagine that scene. Just give me the points, mate.
Excuse me. Here's my question: how will the best Wii Sports game, inarguably, is bowling?
Yeah.
And I'll hear nothing else. Tennis maybe, but bowling. How would that work if you have to strap the thing to your face?
you throw yourself down the alley.
Yep.
Now we're talking
Aye.
body
Yeah.
horror.
Aye.
Okay, well,
So that's that sorted. Cheers. That was a collaboration there.
that's convinced me.
I was sitting on a joke about like catching wee balls, but I never managed to shoehorn.
That's actually made my decision slightly more difficult. 'Cause that's a very stupid joke, and I do appreciate that. No, as soon as you said that, I knew this was going to win. Marley, Wii Sports is the winner for question 2.
I appreciate the points, but Nintendo get the finger out.
Round 3. Fight.
Now, Google Stadia promises to be a revolution in the way we play games. That is, if the platform has games people actually want to play. Going against Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo is going to be no easy feat, so our question to the panel is, which developer should Google acquire and why? Money is not an issue. We go first to Marley. 1 minute on the clock. On you go.
Well, I'm actually going to take a leaf out of Hamish's book here and, stretch the question a wee bit because I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. And I think Google should resurrect THQ.
Oh.
Get the old gang back together and get them working on some new games. We're talking about the folk that made the best wrestling games of all time. Here Comes the Pain, you know it has to be done. Destroy All Humans, Red Faction, Saints Row. They're not doing anything right now. Well, I'm assuming they've been brought up and talented folk, probably elsewhere, but get them back together and make it happen.
THQ, now Lauren, this is going to be difficult to beat just because THQ had so many properties that are near and dear to me, but 1 minute on the clock. Google Stadia, who should they acquire? On you go.
I think they should acquire Bungie. If we all cast our minds back, they created the Party Chat, they created one of the most seamless online gaming platforms for Halo 2, Halo 3, beyond. Destiny is one of the best online shooters as is. You barely get any ever downtime with Destiny 2. And Destiny 3, if that became an exclusive on the Stadia, Bungie would be massive with it. Destiny 3 is going to be massive regardless anyway. Put it on a different platform. They have got the infrastructure already to probably be able to cope with the opening stages, the bandwidth and everything for it to launch successfully. Out of everyone else, Ubisoft and that aren't going to touch it. Red Dead aren't going to touch it. Red Dead. Sorry. Rockstar aren't going to be able to touch it. So, Bungie.
Hamish, 1 minute on the clock. Google Stadia. Stadia. Truly not important. Who should they acquire and why? 1 minute on the clock, starting now.
I think Google should give their money to whatever company Keita Takahashi is currently working for. And, if you don't know, Keita Takahashi is the guy that created Katamari, and we should give that man all the money in the world and watch him fritter away on prototypes that go nowhere and get scrapped years into development, and we should watch him completely destroy the industry, and there's no more games, but at least we gave it to an auteur. But in all seriousness, you give money to a guy like that, anyone with a kind of strong creative vision, you give them Google money, you give them bleeding edge tech to work with, you usually come up with something pretty entertaining.
I like the Katamari answer because I think that's really exciting, giving an auteur something weird. For the Katamari answer, Hamish Black on the board with a point.
Round 4. Fight.
Everyone's favourite forklift simulator, Shenmue, returns this year after a phenomenally successful Kickstarter. So my question to this panel is, which forgotten classic deserves to be kickstarted back to life? Again, rights issues don't really matter, so fire away. Marley, you have 1 minute on the clock, starting now.
My forgotten cult classic, I think this game doesn't get nearly as much recognition as it does, and that is Cell Damage, also known as Cell Damage Overdrive in some places. Cartoony driving game, right, that doesn't sound that great, but it was violent. For a cartoon driving game, you throw bricks at each other, you get chainsaws, cutting cars in half. It was just an amazing game, and I had to look up the developers. Their name does escape me right now, but they did go bust shortly after the release. Cell Damage may never get a sequel, and their Wikipedia could be written on a leaflet. It was that short. But I really think that could be kickstarted back into life, and especially with online multiplayer, that game would be amazing.
Very good. I like a bit of Cell Damage, not a name you hear often, but it's nice to hear it, Right, Lauren, 1 minute on the clock. Which franchise or single game deserves to be kickstarted back to life? On you go.
I think the original Rayman for the PS1 should be put onto the Switch. There's a lot of side scrollers just now, but the likes of Hollow Knight, and I think Rayman would be the perfect challenge to revive. It was solid back in 1995. It's solid now if you've got PS1 and you still play it, but to put it on the Switch, to make it portable, PC and PlayStation ports as well, that's fine, but I think especially on the Switch there's a solid market for it. Everyone still loves Rabbids, obviously. The Rabbids game that came out kind of like XCOM 2, but it's Rabbids. It was really successful. I think if you shoehorn in a Kickstarter Rayman would be great.
Fair enough. Bit disappointed you mentioned the Rabbids there, well-known precursors to the Minions. That may have cost you the points, but
I really hate the Minions. Is that a save?
yeah, it's something. Hamish, 1 minute on the clock, starting now.
Right, so I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to say Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh, sequel to Phantasmagoria, and it's it's the FMV classic we need in today's day and age, where you play as Curtis Craig. And what I'm thinking is, with Sekiro, Devil May Cry 5, Ace Combat 7, difficult games are very in right now, so what about a game where literally the first puzzle, you've got to get your wallet out from under your couch, and the solution is you've got to go to your pet rat cage, get your pet rat, use it on the couch, then the rat goes and gets the wallet, but you've got to get the rat back, so you've got to go to your drawer, get a granola bar, and then go and use the granola bar on the couch to get the rat back out, all because you're running late for work. And that's why I think Phantasmagoria 2 is the Dark Souls of FMV games.
Very strong.
And I guess that's why I think it should be rebooted in 20.
Did you forget halfway through there? You're like, why am I
was like,
I'm talking about Phantasmagoria again.
Exactly, I
spent most of my natural life. One of the first conversations we ever had was about Phantasmagoria. Sitting in my kitchen.
It would be specifically Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh, because
Yeah.
the first Phantasmagoria is not great, but the second one
obviously.
is peak Phantasmagoria.
Now, a few interesting choices. The developer for Cell Damage was Pseudo Interactive. They went on to make the awful Full Auto on the early 360, but car combat games.
Second album syndrome, you know what I mean? Like, that could happen. Yeah.
Rayman Legends has already been released on about 700 platforms worldwide, so I'm not sure.
Rayman Legends is rubbish. It's not Rayman.
Oh, you cost yourself.
It's not the animated because I really liked Rayman 2 back in the day, but Rayman wee side-scrolling fun time, we all love it.
That was the tag. That was the tag underneath it. Rayman Wii Side Scrolling Fun Time.
Did you not go to Argos now?
And Phantasmagoria 2.
A Puzzle of Flesh, be specific.
For the full title.
It says it right. It says while you're playing as well, it says Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh. It's great.
To be fair, that is the exact type of game that really annoying people on Twitter would fund on Kickstarter, because it's got that kind of like, oh, why does no one make these games?
Arseholes like it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's got that kind of thing of like, why do we not make these games anymore? And then they come out and we're like, okay, that's why. So that is strong.
The gamers demand Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of
The
Flesh.
gamers are rising up for Phantasmagoria.
I have no idea. Also, Phantasmagoria is like a weirdly progressive game. It's great. It's got like really it's got surprisingly well written like gay characters and stuff like that. So bring it back.
Who would you give it to?
I don't know.
EA.
Keita Takahashi, give him the Google Stadia money and then have him develop a reboot of Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh.
Found dead in his Miami home.
Exactly.
Head to toe.
It's adventure game logic. You start off with Google Stadia and you go through Keita Takahashi and end up with a reboot of Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh. I've said that way too much.
That's
now.
a lot.
Yeah,
I've
I've said it a lot and I will say it again.
Are you under some kind of influencer deal for Phantasmagoria?
Sponsored by whoever the hell made Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh.
Notch, I think. Now, who do we give the points to? I'm going to be honest, it's between Cell Damage and Phantasmagoria. The Rayman dissing, I also just called him Rayman, showing how much of a fan I am. Big Rayman.
Everybody loves Rayman.
Everybody loves Rayman. That's what we should call it. It's Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh. Just because it does have that Kickstarter-ness about it. I could see if someone told me they're doing one, I'd be like,
You wouldn't be surprised.
I think I could be completely wrong on this, but I seem to remember there being some kind of talk about a Kickstarter for a reboot of the original. And I'm like, that's not the right one, but you're getting
Is it you
it.
that's starting that conversation?
Exactly. I hashtag joined the
I
conversation.
seem to remember starting a Kickstarter.
That's what my Patreon's and stuff.
Final round. Fight!
A game where women can have relationships with video game boyfriends has recently taken China by storm. Love and Producer allows players to have relationships with partners that seem to have genuine feelings. Wonder what that's like. Our final question is, what game character would make the best boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, whatever you fancy? Marley, you are first. 1 minute on the clock. On you go.
Well, I'm going back to Red Dead Redemption. Know that one that just came out, the first Red Dead Redemption. And I'm going with Bonnie McFadyen, who saves your life, your stupid life, because you went and get yourself shot. And she rolls up and saves you. And I believe she spends $15 of her own money to get a doctor to patch you up, which is a lot of money back then. And I mean, what an amazing woman. And she also teaches you to ride a horse, like literally in the tutorial she's teaching you how to ride a horse. She can handle herself, she's funny, she runs a ranch. She's just an amazing woman, and I want to marry her.
Fair enough. Bonnie McFarlane teaches you how to ride. Lauren Aitken, 1 minute on the clock. Your answer?
I'm going to go with my space boyfriend, Garrus Vakarian from the Mass Effect series. He is tall, he is dark, he is handsome, he has scars on his face. But more than that, he is dependable, he is reliable, he is sweet, he is flawed. He's a man you can trust, he's a man you can rely on. And in space, you can rely on a lot of people, you've got your teammates, but your Turian bad boy with reach and flexibility is what you really want in the space-time wars. He is the goodest, original goodest good boy. And I died for Garrus the first time, and I would die again, gladly. I'm very emotional talking about my space boy thing, you can tell.
Very impassioned speech for Garrus and Hamish. Oh, I can only imagine what this answer's going to be.
Right, so I think Dante from Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, God Daddy.
So he gets things done. He is a silver fox. He gets it done with a sense of humour. He goes beyond the kind of Marlon Brando, like, bad boy on a motorbike, kind of stereotype thing, because he takes the motorbike and uses that as a weapon. It's great, and like, if there's one thing I want in a potential romantic partner, it's a well-stocked armoury, I suppose. So Dante's great for that. I don't know.
Excellent. Three strong choices. Now, Marley, Bonnie McFarlane, a man after my own heart with that choice, was very disappointed in Red Dead 2 when you go to the McFarlane Ranch and she doesn't even. I mean, there's no reason why she would know you yet, but she should have recognised me and went, I know you.
Yeah.
But apparently not.
I know you from another life.
Exactly. That'd be nice, Jordan. Then she starts speaking to me. I thought these Rockstar guys are meant to be good at making games.
I know.
Garrus, another very strong choice, because I did love Garrus. I liked Miranda despite her being a wee bit prissy, a wee bit up herself. Jack also.
Can't romance Jack as femship though. You've got very limited scope for romances when you play as femship. Yeah. And one of them's Caden, no. One of them's Liara, fine, and the rest of you leave you. Whereas Garrus sticks with you for the whole of 2 and 3. He's dedicated to you. He talks about making a human Turian baby. That boy is for life. It's commitment.
That's a bit intense.
It's not.
Wee bit of space eugenics there from Big Garrus.
It's fine. Adopt one of the baby Krogan. They'll be adopted, there's lots.
Can you romance Seth Green?
No, because he goes with Edie, the robot.
That does fall.
Not ready for that yet either.
Yeah.
You can romance the Prothean though. That's for a wee bit sexy time.
Mass Effect. Ahead of the time.
Okay.
R.I.P. Mass Effect.
R.I.P. Bayler.
Now, Dante.
Aye.
Dante dresses exactly like I wanted to dress when I was 13, and that has a big appeal to me.
But somehow he still makes it work.
Yeah.
He's got that body underneath it.
Yeah.
It's you go
Have you
back
installed
to
mods?
No, I went back to Devil May Cry 3, and
fair.
so he's slightly more bare there.
What would you say if people? This is just me saying. I think Nero's actually slightly prettier than
I'd
Dante.
get Dante to use his ice nunchucks on you, like That's
always the answer with Dante. He just goes to violence. if he's ever had a marital issue,
It's
He
because
just chopped you in half?
actually no, you know, he's still got his humanity. That's what sets Dante apart from everyone else in that universe in terms of the demons and everything like that. It's like he's the one that's like, nah, you know.
So you're talking to your family, you're like, are things between you okay? He's still got his humanity.
Exactly, aye. And he's got a well-stocked armory, like I said. When you need that kind of protection, when you want someone to just, you know, kind of protect you and stuff like that.
So we have human, strange bug type creature.
I think you'll find it's a bird type creature.
It's buggish, it's bug adjacent, and a demon. See, I like all these answers. I would realistically, well, not realistically, I can't realistically go out with 3 people that don't exist, but I'm going to go with Bonnie McFadyen.
Yes.
Biased.
Aye.
That's for you, Bonnie.
After 5 questions, we actually have a 3-way tie between our 3 contestants, which is annoying because it means 1 more question and more work for us. I'm actually hearing from the booth that the tiebreak question will be Joker from Persona 5 will be joining the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate very soon. My question for you is, who would you have join the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and maybe what their final Smash would be? Now this is straight off the dome piece. You have 1 minute on the clock, starting with you, Marley, now.
Straight off the dome piece, does this mean they have to be in
Anything
from any game ever?
Any game ever.
Master Chief, my man. Big dog coming in, just smashing everybody up. How are you going to beat him? Is it possible to beat? He's not been beat yet.
I'll tell you how you're going to beat him. Curtis Craig from Phantasmagoria 2.
This is highly unorthodox.
And he's, you know he's got his pet rat, you know he's got his granola bar, and he just sends it in, and then the enemy's just like, this is just a pet rat, and he's going for my wallet. Oh no! And then you're like, oh, here's the granola bar.
Master Chief just kicks him.
Well,
since no one is interested in respecting my timers, Lauren, do you want to style your answer as well?
This is the dome piece round.
I was going to go with a sensible answer and go with Sekiro, because then you can use one of his finishing moves and stab you right to the face, but line like 4A up, so it'd be right through his big blade.
Okay, like a kind of shish kebab situation.
And I would just pick it right off the edge of the map. I was actually going to go with Chief, but only because obviously Nintendo and
Oh my god, for the first time ever, the timer has actually expired because we're not following it.
That sound means it's registered a correct answer and it's the Master Chief.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Nah, those 2 are better than mine.
So the answers are the Master Chief, Sekiro, and
Curtis Craig from Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh.
Get in the bin with your Curtis Craig answers.
This is tense.
The Master Chief and Halo.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you. That's also for you, Master Chief.
Thank you to my guests, Hamish, Lauren, and Marley. Thank you to Arcade in Glasgow for hosting this truly testing evening of game debate. Until next time on Game for a Fight, I'm Jordan Midler. See you later.